Welcome back from that short break. In case you're just joining us, this is the News International edition, and we're coming to you live from our Vision Group headquarters here in Kampala, Uganda. Now in Ukraine, the Ukraine's Trident coat of arms glimmers on the shield of a gigantic statue overlooking Kyiv after construction workers winched it up to replace a Soviet hammer and sickle. The operation to put the Trident in place of the Soviet emblem on the 62-meter tall steel figure of a woman known as Fatherland Mother began last month as Ukraine purges its public areas of reminders of Russian and Soviet rule. Workers lowered the hammer and sickle from the Soviet emblem that originally decorated the shield on Tuesday. On a bright sunny morning, shortly after 6 a.m., construction workers and industrial climbers winched the 7.6-meter tall Trident into place pending final adjustments. They paused waving the Ukrainian flag on top of the shield. The silvery monument stands high on the bank of the Dnipro River, brandishing a sword and shield.
We are very pleased that we have completed a certain stage of work. We are confident that the work will be completed by our national holidays, Flag Day and Independence Day, and Mother Ukraine will be with the coat of arms on the shield. Fine sunny day, the Dnieper River glitters, there is no air raid alert. Glory to the armed forces of Ukraine, Trident on the shield, and glory to Ukraine.
Just the same that I was dreaming of. You know, the whole process, beginning from May, I was like dreaming about how it's going to be looking, and different angles, different weather conditions. So I'm happy because it's just right. I'm grateful that I was put on this task. And I hope the Ukrainian nation and Ukrainian people will be happy with it. And not only Ukrainian, everybody that see it will be happy.
It captured the settlement in northeastern Ukraine, where Kyiv has reported increased attacks. The images released by the Russian Defense Ministry on August 5th show a Russian version of a frontline map, as well as images of the alleged seized village largely destroyed. Russia on Saturday said it captured the settlement in northeastern Ukraine, where Kyiv has reported increased attacks. In the area of Kupiansk, as a result of the competent and professional actions of the military units of the Western Command, the settlement was liberated. The Russian Defense Ministry said on Telegram. It added offensive operations on a broad front improved the situation of Russian forces. On Friday, the Ukrainian army said it was confronted with a growing number of attacks in the east. The number of enemy attacks has increased. Heavy fighting is taking place, Army spokesman Gana Malia said on Telegram. Malia said Russian troops were aiming to draw Ukrainian resources to that area as Ukraine is pursuing its counter-offensive in the south. In the Kupiansk sector, the enemy has set itself the goal of regaining the territories lost last fall, Malia added. Late summer and autumn 2022, Ukraine retook swathes of territory around southern Kherson and northeastern Kharkiv in repeated counter-offensives. Ukraine began another push in June, but is now contending with well-entrenched Russian defense positions built over several months. Late July, Russia said it seized the village of Sigiv in the eastern Donetsk region.
The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation in the area of Kupiansk as a result of the competent and professional actions of the military units of the Western Command. The settlement of Novoselivsky of Luhansk People's Republic was liberated.
And finally, from Kenya, it is the news Kenya's timber industry waited over for 5 years to hear. The ban on logging is over and sawmillers are back in business. The idle machines are buzzing again and the thousands of laid-off loggers can return to work. But conservationists are dismayed by the news. They accused President William Ruto, who both imposed and lifted the ban of hypocrisy, and have taken their case to court, winning a temporary reprieve.
A court in Kenya has blocked President William Ruto from lifting a near 6-year ban on logging, the petitioner said Wednesday, in a win for conservationists. The Environment and Land Court ordered a 14-day stay on Ruto's contentious repeal of a logging moratorium introduced in 2018 to curb the rapid disappearance of forests. When lifting the ban in July, Ruto said it was foolishness to let mature trees rot while sawmills were importing timber, and that the move would create jobs. The Law Society of Kenya challenged the decision in court, saying the government had not made the scientific case for lifting the ban or adequately consulted the community about its impact.
Logging is only taking place in plantation forests, which are established with the purpose of harvesting for various wood materials at the rotation age. That is when they are mature, to give the maximum revenue. We don't do any logging in the indigenous forest. They are the areas that are for protection and for environmental purposes.
The court granted the Law Society's application, staying the implementation of the policy directive, the legal advocacy organization said Wednesday on Twitter, which has been rebranded as X.
It is like this time you are talking about planting, tomorrow you talk about cutting. It does not add up.
In its ruling, dated August 1st, the court also issued orders stopping the issuance of logging licenses by the state. The matter will next be heard in court on August 14th. Conservationists fiercely opposed the lifting of the ban, saying it was contrary to Ruto's pledge to plant 15 billion trees and bolster Kenya's forest cover.
Our president is notorious for doublespeak. We can't have, right now, especially with the way the climate crisis is, we can't have cutting down trees and replanting trees in the same sentence. It cannot work that way.
But the president, who is hosting an international climate change summit in September in Nairobi, said he remained firm on his commitments. Certain people employed in the sector were thrilled at the news. However, some will not be able to return as their projects had run bankrupt.
The people that I had to let go, when they had now the ban had lifted up, they were calling me, they were so anxious, they were excited, they never believed it would come back.
Only those who had a fallback managed. Others up to now, they have not even gone to the forest to remove what they had paid for, because they cannot manage to service the machines, the power source. To put structure in place after 5 years is not easy.
In 2018, a government task force said that the felling of indigenous trees in Kenya's forests was rampant and warned 5,000 hectares a year were being cleared. In its court submission, the Law Society of Kenya said that logging activities had already begun in earnest. It said the ban was lifted in complete disregard of the crucial role that forests play in mitigating climate change, preserving biodiversity, and safeguarding vital ecosystems. Kenya's timber industry employs 50,000 people directly and 300,000 indirectly, according to government figures, and the decision to lift the ban came as the economy reels from joblessness and high inflation.
And that's all the international news we had for you this afternoon. We'll be back again tomorrow at 4 p.m. Thank you for watching and have a good afternoon.